there's a thing I've been meaning to introduce you guys to. This is my 1986 and a half Toyota Supra Mark III. I picked this thing up back in 2019, 2020 as my first project car. It's a base model. It's been pretty much just bone stock, pretty much my entire ownership of this car. The only thing that did come with the car were these wheels. Not really all too much that's been done to the car, but it's pretty cool, you know. I've always been surrounded by cars. My dad was a mechanic. He taught me how to work on cars and stuff. And I wanted to start this journey on YouTube and share with you guys getting this car back on the road. I can't wait to show you guys what's been done to the car and what my plans are with this car. What I wanted to do with this Toyota Supra was to make it a fun road-going car that I can just take on like a random weekend or even use as a proper daily to just have fun with. I wanted to have fun with the car. I haven't been able to do that with a lot of other cars, but it's got some issues. It's in desperate need of some bodywork and paint. The clear coat is obviously weathered away. It's definitely not in the best condition. The paint's already fading. There's some oil stains, some from something. So it's dirty, pollen's gotten everywhere. It's not exactly the best. I still need to change these struts. It's a lot. It's a lot of work that needs to be done, and I can't wait to show you guys what we want to do with this car, but it's got some growing pains. Can't wait to show you guys, or like explore this car with you guys. It's super cool, super awesome to look at. Oh my god, I haven't actually taken a look at this thing in the sunlight in forever. It's it's definitely dirty, but oh gosh, just look at how this looks in the sunlight. I can't wait to actually get this thing back on the road. It looks so good. I think I'm going to be keeping the pre-89 taillights. I actually kind of like the way that it looks. There's a list we need to take care of. We need to address a whole bunch of things. And yeah, we've got a list. We need to tackle it. We need to get this thing back on the road. And hopefully through this build series, we can actually get it back on the road and make it the fun-loving car that I want it to be. I've seen a lot of YouTubers build these cars, but I've never really seen them be built in a style like this. Or at least, I've never seen anybody go in depth as to showing you guys what actual work goes into these cars. And it's a whole bunch of things that I'm either A, struggling to find on the internet in the form of videos. Forums, yes, they're there. Forums are there. I found a whole bunch of information on there, and the Mark III community is so great for having these forums and just to spread the information about these cars. But I wanted to, myself getting into these cars, I wanted to find videos explaining how it is, because I myself am a visual learner. I like seeing wrenches be used, screwdrivers be used to show how certain things are taken apart. And especially on these cars, there's not many videos explaining how to take on or off certain things. And I wanted to share this with you guys, you know, kind of use these videos as like information about working on these cars. A lot of people have done upgrades and stuff, like making sure they actually run, having the performance be there, but I haven't found any videos to actually work on these cars and actually maintain them. So that's what I plan on doing with these videos to work on these cars. There's a couple things I wanted to take on in this video, and we're gonna need parts. Some of you be asking, like, it's a Mark III. I'm pretty sure you could just buy parts from the Mark III community. You're right, but we've got dude, it's finally time. What we want to do is just try and get a couple things done on the car. We need to address the issue with the driver's side door. The driver's side door actually doesn't have its door checker. Door checker is the thing that keeps the door from like just wildly swinging open. The passenger side actually has this, where it's this piece right here. This piece is actually missing on the driver's side. Another thing we need to do, there's a panel, there's like a trim panel, like a fender liner, that goes in to shield the gas tank in this passenger rear fender well. So those are two of the things we need to do. The last thing that I want to do on this car today is to replace rear view mirror. It's actually just like loosely hanging on. Like, obviously it's still got some tension going left and right, but it flops around, so that needs to be taken care of. Luckily this is super easy to do, and I've just figured it out, but I need to actually go and steal them off of the parts car. So let's go take care of that now. So as you guys can tell, this is another 1986 and a half Mark III Toyota Supra that I bought strictly for parts. And for those of you who are asking in the comments, no, I do not plan on selling this car. It's all just for parts. I plan on doing a full part out. Let's go ahead and grab some of those parts off. We got all the parts out. Now it's time to put them on the car. Look at how disgusting this thing is, dude. Oh my god. I mean, I know it's been sitting on that car for like years now, but like still, but holy shit. I'm pretty sure this is still dirt from like 1992 or something like that. Let's actually clean this up so it actually properly belongs in it. So I'm going to share with you guys a little trick that my dad taught me. I know it works on paint, but I'm not sure if it'll work on plastic. I know it'll erode it over time, and it'll probably get rid of its like glossy finish, but I really hate all of these like white paint marks. Like, this isn't dirt, this is paint. I know this trick works on paint because my uncle had brought over his car, which he ended up getting into like a little bit of a scuff with another car that was white, and what my dad did was he took some brake cleaner, sprayed it onto a rag, and then just rubbed it into the paint to remove the outer layer, which was to remove the white paint scuffs on his car. Now I know that works on paint, but I don't know if it works on plastic, but we're gonna give it a shot here. And I know you gotta really dig in deep, but I mean, even still, oh, that's already working a lot better. Yeah, so this trick already works. Like, you could see how it's like already, it was like that before, but now it's just like coming off. So we're gonna hit this a couple more times to really get out all of those paint marks.
One eternity later.
So if you guys are wondering why I'm not taking the wheel off, it's actually really spacious in here because I'm still on like the stock assembly. The only thing that's different on this car, and it came like this, is that it actually has some Eibach lowering springs. I didn't actually notice that it was Eibach before. I mean, these are just like small little things that knew that weren't on the cars, but I still need to address. And luckily enough for us, this actually still has these the factory pieces of hardware, which is actually like two 10mm bolts or 10mm screws that are just like here. So there's one back here, and then there's one like up here. I can't exactly show you. I can definitely feel it that it's still there. I mean, if anything, well, I'll probably just end up using the screws that or at least the screw that I took off. That's still a 10mm. Now that I think about it, it's probably these screws that actually came off of the thing are actually probably the factory screws too. Yeah, we'll just use them anyway. There we go. That's not going anywhere. Those screws that we took off the other car are actually the factory screws. So you guys can probably get a better look at this now. So there's only two screws holding this on. It's only like one right here. That's an 8mm. And then there's another one that's up there. That one. That's also an 8mm. You can also just use like a Phillips head screwdriver. And that is what these are able to use, as you can see. But yeah, no, this is just a shield to protect the fuel tank from anything in the fender well. But yeah, that's one thing on. We've got two more things to go. Okay, so it's actually pretty easy to replace this door checker, other than having to take off the door panel. You have to take off the door card in order to get to it. There's only a pin, so you can just like hammer that out. It's pretty simple there, and then two 10mm bolts on the inside of the door. And let's get started. Okay, that took me a lot longer than it should have. On the door card, so there are 5 screws across the bottom. Take off these two Phillips head screws, and then you also have to take off the door handle, these two mounting points for the actual door handle, and then from there you also need to take out the door release pouch thing. You have to take that out, and it's only one Phillips head screw. Once you're done with that, you have to take off this speaker box, and then we're able to get access behind here in order to take out the two 10mm bolts here for the door check. After that, it's just as simple as taking this out and then swapping the new one, or the used one, in. Alrighty, and that is one door check, one broken door check, kind of out. So all we need to do is grab the other one that's still in there hiding underneath the rearview mirror. So we need to grab that one, mount it up, take this thing out. There we go. And that is the door check in place. So now it doesn't want to freely swing open. Who knew such a simple thing could change a door so drastically? Holy crap. Okay, let me go ahead and throw this back all together, and then we can move on to this monstrosity.
Eventually.
Okay, now that the door card is back on, holy crap, that feels so good. Oh my god, it's so nice to have like a door check. You don't realize how important these things are, or even how just nice it is having it, until you realize you don't have one anymore, which is what happened to this one. So it looks like they just like cut it off or so, like for some reason. I don't know why they cut it off. Like, it looks like they just took steps to it, or like shears, and just cut it. I don't know why they did that. I mean, either way, that's done. Off of that, and then that being this bad boy, which is all trashed and burnt to hell. I don't know where the other screw went, but it doesn't really matter all too much because we still have the 2 screws that are on this one. So let's go ahead and take this one off, compare it to this one, and see what we can do, because I think maybe it just might be the ball that's really loose in that one. We'll see. Okay, so it's actually really easy to get it out. All we have to do is take off this panel here, and then it's 3 screws holding it in that housing. And then for the rearview mirror itself, it's 2 screws screwed into the actual roof chassis. So first off, you need to take off the actual plastic covering, which is really easy to do with just like a flathead screwdriver. Because what it is, or even if you wanted to, you could just pry it out from the back, but I feel like that's gonna break it a lot more. So what you can do is you can actually get a flathead screwdriver, or even just like a panel clip plier, and just pry it out. It's got like mounting tabs for it. So what you can do is once you get one side off, you can just like pull the other side down. And then for the actual housing itself, it's 3 screws, 1 in each of these corners, and then there's only 1 in the actual light domes. There's none in here, but there is 1 in here. Make sure not to lose these. These are important. It's these 2 screws right here. It's 2 screws in a metal bracket. Like, once those come out, the entire housing theoretically should come out. So yeah, it's only 2 Phillips head screws holding this in. Now hopefully I don't have to take this off ever again. But with those 2 screws undone, we have a rearview mirror. I need to figure out what's going on with this, because obviously on the one I just took out of this car, it doesn't have the night mode switch, right? So it doesn't have this toggle. I don't know exactly how to remove this casing, which is very concerning to me that the glass is already falling out. I'd really like to not have this like wiggle around everywhere, but I don't know how this flips or how this works. So what I'm thinking maybe is that it's just like pressed fit on there. No, it's not. That's problematic. I would totally love to just steal the internals from this one, which it's really hard to do because it's just like its own casing. With this out the way, I can actually now see that it's actually just one big casing. The glass is just pressed fit into the actual thing. This being like almost a 40-year-old car, it's really hard to justify like trying to pry this open to get the glass out. I don't have this tab anymore. It seems like this tab is what's giving this entire mechanism tension. So yeah, it's kind of hard to just like leave it in there. One of the glasses just fell out of this, so I can't actually even use this. So I think I'm better off just like ordering one from like a car that actually has one, maybe like off of eBay or something. Maybe somebody else has like a part out car that has a good mirror. So yeah, maybe we'll try and see if we can find one, because this one's all beat to hell. This one's just like all floppy. Yep, and that's pretty much it, guys. The car is definitely still rough, but it's definitely a couple steps closer to being roadworthy again. Honestly, I might keep the exterior the same way it looks right now. It honestly looks really good without no wing obviously I have to do something about these wheels. They definitely look okay. I'm not the biggest fan of like the black face on wheels because it looks very like stealthy, and I don't like it when, especially the wheels, right? Especially since you put so much money into wheels, I don't want to hide the design. So what we might do with these wheels is that we're probably going to end up like maybe painting them like maybe a white or something, maybe get them powder coated. Who knows? There's definitely still stuff that we can do with these wheels. And these are 17-inch wheels, 17-inch XSRs. So we might have to look into getting maybe 18 for this car. I don't know, maybe we'll stick with these for now. Obviously I took off the actual light panel, the light dome in the center. So, because I need to come back and actually put a new rear view mirror for this car. There's definitely still a lot of work to be done on there. Obviously I have to grab a new rear view mirror in order for this to be like fully ready. Because as cool as this one is, like it's still really floppy, and I can't have that flopping around when I'm on the road. This one is completely shot, obviously, so I can't use this one, or at least I don't want to use this one. So we'll probably end up getting maybe like a dark gray one or maybe another blue one, who knows. But other than that, dude, I'm so psyched on this. Like, look at the fitment on this thing. Like, even though I'm only on lowering springs, holy crap, that looks so good. Actually, like this is actually a proper track stance for even just being on lowering springs. Honestly, I completely forgot this thing. I didn't even know this thing came with lowering springs until I actually looked at it. So overall, really good progress for today. It's really cool seeing like even just a little bit amount of work be put onto this car again, because this car has been sitting for like the past almost 2.5, almost 3 years at this point. Because once we first got this car, right, it was basically in non-running condition. Everything on the exterior is pretty much the same. Nothing else has really been done. We gave it a wash when we first got home with it. I want to get it on the road by the end of 2023. So if you guys want to see this car make its way back to being roadworthy, definitely hit the subscribe button, guys. You guys are gonna want to see the journey that happens with this Mark III Supra. I'm so excited. For the most part, everything is clean. Obviously, we have to get a new nose panel, or at least do some body work to get this redone. But overall, like, the car is in running condition. It's ready. It's almost getting to the point where I feel confident taking it to manual safety inspection. There's a whole bunch of issues which I'll cover in the next video when I go over this car story. So make sure you guys stick around, subscribe to the channel, give this video a like so you get to show me you guys are excited for the Mark III Supra build. I'm super amped to get to work on this thing again. And until next time, guys, peace up, and I'll catch you in the next one. All right, guys, peace.